Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Mankind. Again, please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. Chow time.
Huh? Hear what I say about the greatest evil of all. The one called woman.
You off your head or what?
What is she doing? Just wasting energy?
That doesn't make sense.
Training kicks in, it's muscle memory. Just like that, reflexes. It's
unpopular opinion, but I don't think women should be in the workplace, and it's not because they don't work as hard or they have smaller brains, wink. It's because they suffer from tummy aches and headaches. They suffer from tummy aches and headaches, and to put it simply, my man body does not allow me to suffer from tummy aches and headaches unless I have chronic diarrhea or cancer.
That chronic diarrhea does get us.
And in which case, I'm not going to the doctor for either of those things. Why? Because I'm too busy working.
Just drink plenty of water.
I would never in a million years teach my girls that they have to grow up to be reliant on a man, as you can well imagine. I would never teach my son that he should be attracted.
But Tracy, you're the same one. You're the same one who bragged that she's so strong and so tough and doesn't need a man's money. Yet you're taking alimony.
I have 3 children.
Okay, Mark, all of a sudden.
You know what,
But you don't need a man's money.
All right, well, that's it.
Who do you think would be a better pilot of this aircraft? Me, 6 cocktails deep, or a female pilot? I would take you on a heavy dose of fentanyl over a female pilot. Amen, brother.
I don't blame you.
Somebody say slave.
What the hell is this?
We just landed. Our plane crashed. It's upside down. Fire department's on site.
This was
Back 60
not a great
passengers,
story,
4
but
crew and 3 military service members are presumed dead.
Must have been a
After
woman
American
pilot, eh?
Airlines regional jet collided with an.
I don't think so.
yeah, there were some women pilots, but you know, there could have been some other issues.
Though it did eventually come out that the pilot was male, the reality is that Endeavour Air, which is the airline that operated the flight that crashed in Toronto, is known to be obsessed with having all-female crews, or unmanned flights is what they call them, in a field, like airline pilot is a field where there's only 7% women. So obviously, somewhere along the way, you're gonna have to sacrifice quality for quantity if you ever wanna get that all-female crew that you want. Like even the first officer herself on that flight was fast-tracked. And look, I am not saying that she had anything to do with the crash. What I'm saying is that fast-tracking people based on gender alone is not in the best interest of the passengers or their safety. Jordan Peterson spoke on this very thing a few years back regarding an engineering company in Iceland, and he'll be able to say it in better words than I ever could. Check it out.
Look, you think about it mathematically. If there's 10 times as many male engineers as there are female engineers, and you insist upon hiring 50-50, then obviously the degree to which the female engineers are proficient cannot be the same as the degree to which the male engineers are proficient. It's mathematically impossible.
It really doesn't take a genius to know that gender should have
Pretty
nothing
much.
to do with your qualifications
Science.
and people's lives are on the line.
Us, the Delta team.
Who are there from the second you check in to the moment you land.
Making sure that whatever you have planned goes as planned.
No, thank you. Ruthless.
Red means stop. Great. Green means go. Good. Yellow's the other one.
Oh man. What are you doing?
You're a fucking genius, dude.
Why? That does not look better.
She makes me want to put my finger through my eye into my brain and swirl it around.
Straight to the comments on this one. I guess structural integrity isn't your vibe either.
Right? What?
Hey, big dog, go ahead and put that beam back. That beam was not an aesthetic addition to the home. It was there to keep your roof from caving in. Update us when the ceiling collapses.
Wow.
Imagine coming home after
and it looked
13-hour
worse
shift to this. strong, independent woman with structural issues, when you think load-bearing pillars are just a suggestion. Setting aside the fact that you took out a support pillar in your house, LMAO, the DIY project in itself looks a million times worse than
it does. It really looks ugly.
Don't cut newel posts without re-supporting your staircase. Holy love of a living God. Let's say that wasn't load-bearing. It was. And just talk about the fact that the wall wobbled when you touched it. So now you have an unsupported half wall over a stairway. Perfect. I mean, it's a good point, right? Just wait until the next person leans on that wall while somebody's walking up the stairs. Even the women who didn't know what they were talking about had the sense to ask questions. Wasn't that a load-bearing post? You should probably take this post down, as it is very embarrassing. I didn't like it. I didn't like the way this looked, so I made it so much worse. Going to be an open ceiling concept soon. If I came home from work to this, you're getting divorced. Strong, independent ceiling.
Don't need no beer.
My car, it's blocking my view of the road. Yeah, just because you can do something doesn't always mean you should do something, right? Clearly, men are better suited to certain jobs. In fact, we are biologically built to do certain jobs better. And if you don't believe me, here's proof.
How could space be real if I can touch the other side of this car, the same car that takes up the same amount of space on a road as a bus, but on a bus you have one side to sit, another side to sit, and a whole walkway down the center, but on the road or a parking spot it would take up the same amount of space as this car that I can do that in? Does not make sense.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I lost.
Yeah, like this guy.
I'm down to one brain cell
I think
now.
I taste spinal fluid in my mouth after hearing that.
I think you're good, girl. I think you're good.
It's science.
$100 million Navy ship with lesbian captain runs aground, catches fire, sinks. Honestly.
What? Is this true?
Is there any need to mention that this lady was lesbian? It was unnecessary and, quite frankly, an insult to the lesbian community. It's 2024. So my best friends are carpet munchers. It's time to move on. And I can 100% guarantee that the sexual orientation of this person played no part and had no bearing in the fact that this ship sank. Clearly she crashed because she was a woman.
It's a scientific fact.
New Zealand has just made history after it loses its first naval ship worth $100 million to sea since World War II. The HMNZS Manawanui came into trouble when it was conducting a survey on a reef, caught fire, and then capsized. What a disaster. All 75 crew members abandoned ship.
$100 million. That hurt my feelings.
And made it to shore. Captain named Yvonne Gray, a lesbian, a former teacher, was handed the ship as her first in her career with the focus of diversity, equity, and respect for the personnel.
That sounds like a fucking great idea!
And how did that go for you?
The direct cause of the grounding has been determined as a series of human errors.
I mean, what a bombshell. Who saw that coming?
Look, I genuinely do not care. Male, female, gay, straight, whatever. As long as you are qualified to do the fucking job. You know, but like how many lesbian officers do you think are in the Kiwi Navy right now compared to men? Because I really have a hard time believing that she was the most qualified to put in charge of that $100 million vessel. Or is it just a coincidence that she happens to check off these boxes at a time when people are prioritizing checking boxes over ability? To me, it sounds like a failed social experiment that cost.
This is how we lost a lot of resources, it seems, is putting people in charge of stuff that didn't belong, and they ruined it.
$100 million. But at least with all these social experiments failing all over the place, people aren't going to be able to stay in denial much longer. The world will have to start to heal itself eventually. Fingers crossed.
I will give it to the chat that said I'm crazy. Yeah, I'm f***ing crazy, and I don't give a f***. How about that?
And dumb.
I'm not dumb. I'm definitely not dumb.
Are you sure?
I'm 138 IQ. I'm not dumb.
You don't have 138
I do have
IQ.
130 IQ.
You can't count to 138. What's the struggle that men have that women won't understand?
Being quiet because I'm daydreaming about stopping a gunman, not because I'm mad at her.
You know how many times I've imagined jumping in front of a bullet to save my friends? Countless times.
Bro, we're in our own world. Yeah, fam, I imagine it. The fear of being responsible to go outside if there's a noise disturbing them from their sleep.
Sake, yeah.
Bro, nah, that right there. If you hear a noise and you think, nah, she's gonna send me out. Yeah, she's gonna send me out.
There was a study done in the UK where mothers and fathers lay side by side and the baby cries in the middle of the night and it's a distress cry. The mothers the healthy mothers are vigilant. They wake up right away to go to the baby who's in distress. The fathers sleep through it. Totally sleep through it. But when there's a rustling of leaves outside the window, the mothers sleep through it and the fathers wake up. Why do you think that is?
That makes sense.
So like
Protection.
natural protector kind of instinct.
Right, because there's another hormone called vasopressin, which fathers produce a lot of. It's called the protective aggressive hormone, which is meant for fathers to protect their families from predators. So we are instinctually wired for this stuff. And we want to deny. I think all of this is about denying evolution, denying instincts,
Denying biology, natural biology that we've observed countless centuries of human beings.
Natural relational bonds in order to be modern.
You know, it's almost like science is trying to tell us we're better together. What do you know? You want to keep trying to deny evolution and biology, this is what you wind up with.
I can't fucking lift it.
Right, Ellen, you're meant to press me up.
Oh my god, you actually did it.
So we've got this video here, Girl Power. She's curling your bench press for warm-ups. 100 kilos or 220 pounds. Let's see how the form is. So it's just a preacher curl. Good for the biceps, isolating. Just waiting for the reps to be performed. Just waiting for the reps to be performed.
Are those the reps that she's doing right now?
Yeah, not sure what that is. I don't think that's a rep though, to be honest. Range of motion's pretty poor. No idea what
This is very weird. I don't know what the fuck that is.
What do you want?
Oh, I want my shit. What are you talking about?
What the?
I want my shit.
Meanwhile.
No, you better have to be in the tag.
I'm supposed to say WWE jump.
Mine.
Do you see what you get when you mess with the warrior?
Ruthless.
Oh my God. And that concludes the lessons for the day.
And the more I've spoken about feminism, the more I have realized that fighting for women's rights has too often become synonymous with man-hating. If there is one thing I know for certain, it is that this has to stop.
Damn. I'm getting freaking goosebumps from this.
Something that a lot of women have wrong about men is they think that men are about domination and control. And I actually think ultimately what men want, I think they want to be loved and appreciated and seen for their sacrifices. And I don't think that's what our society is doing right now.
I go to work every day. There are sacrifices that I make as a father all the time. I'm not around my daughters as much as I would like to be. I'm not with my family as much as I would like to be. Sometimes they resent it, what have you. I don't care. And you know why I don't care? Because I grew up starving. And as a result of that, anything that I do to ensure the well-being of my family moving forward, even in the event that I'm not around, as selfish as that may be, I'm willing to do it because I knew what it was like to grow up with nothing.
This is why I like Stefan. Like, he reminds me of my father. This is exactly my father's mentality. Because my father grew up in Cambodia. He went through the war. He's seen massive amounts of bodies. He's gone through starvation. He's gone through a lot of these things. My father was not really present in my life, especially growing up. Not really sports or anything, never really went to my games or anything like that. But my father loved me, and he did everything. What my father always said, as long as there's clothes on your back and food in the fridge, I know I'm doing it right. As long as those things are there. Sometimes we take these things for granted because we live in such a wonderful country that the bare minimums of survival usually isn't what most people are thinking about, right? They're thinking about thriving. They're thinking about doing well. They want to be millionaires. They want to be rich. They want to be well off. No, people that come from nothing, especially immigrants, all they want to do is live a normal life, or at least give their kids a chance at a normal life. They've never even thought about the thriving part. They just thought about survival.
These football players make those decisions every single day as men. Provide, protect. That's our number one priority. That's how most of us think. And that plays a role into the kind of decisions men make, even when they're deemed selfish, foolish, ill-advised, or whatever. It comes with it when you're a man.
So I'm going on about a 20-hour day at the moment. It's almost 4 o'clock where I live, and I'm about to put this video out because it has been the bane of my existence for the past several days. So I wanted to get it out to you. I really hope you enjoy it. If you did, please don't forget.
Brother, we appreciate and love the content you make, and bringing us wonderful things, and we love your take on things too. You're definitely, me and you jive really well. Me and you, I think, we have a very similar thought process and similar values and morals.
To like, comment, subscribe. Even if you didn't like it, show some love to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. But look, when it comes down to it, gentlemen, if you let what happens to you change who you are and let it make you go against your own code, then they win, and none of what we talk about here matters. And putting up with all that bullshit, that's what we're built for, So Be good. Give a shit about people. Protect those who can't protect themselves. Have a little honor. Have a code. Try your best in everything you do. Stay the fucking course, gentlemen.
Damn right.
Don't give up. I'll see you in the next one.
Does it warm your heart to see this in some way, guys? Because it does me. My cold, dead heart is nice and a little warm right now. Okay.
Don't be a woman, be a man.
Check, did that. Boom!
The Kipling poem is one of my favorites since I was a boy at school. My father read it to me once. To me as a little boy, it summed up what a man should be. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowances for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies. Or being hated, don't give way to hating. And yet, don't look too good, nor look too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster, and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can hear the truth you've spoken twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life for broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at the beginning, and never breathe a word about your loss, If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are done, and so hold on when there is nothing in you, except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 40 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
Man, that actually really got me. Like, a lot of the things in there is just some of the things I go through right now. Especially the whole, you treating victory and defeat as the same entity. You know, it doesn't, like, when I hit 100K in the channel, I didn't really celebrate, I didn't really do much, and like, I felt a way about it. I actually felt a little miserable about it, to tell you the truth. Just putting some stuff out here. There's things that everybody go through, there's things that people don't see, there's the internals for everyone. Sometimes people look like they're successful, they're happy, they're doing their thing, but inside they're missing something, and they know they're missing something, and they're lacking. That's me. I always felt lacking. When I hit that 100K, I felt as if I didn't really hit a goal, because all my goals that I have hit, I've always felt very similar to, like, as if they were failures. And I couldn't understand why exactly this was happening. When I listened to this, it kind of triggered and clicked a little bit in my head that it's all the same. Those two things are just milestones and bumps in the road. You know, when you fail is a bump in the road. When you succeed, it's a bump that you also conquered in the road. Either way, it's something you must conquer to be successful and to keep continuing to be a man. I'll probably talk on this subject a little bit more later, because that 100K thing has been really weighing on me for the last month. Like, I have been so in myself and it's kind of down about things, and I couldn't understand why, but I watched the clip and it kind of put everything into perspective for me. Like, I think I want to share it with you guys, but I'll share it later in another video. So please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And catch you next time.